Y'all, it's me again. It is me again. We are here. Hey, Bonnie, Holly, Antoinette. Good to see Janet on as well. Andrea is on. Vicky is on time from Guyton. Thank you so much for joining us. Angel is on with us. I'm trying to switch uh, these cameras as quickly as I can. Trying to see if we can get it done. Good to see, uh, who was that? Angel, Monica, Yolanda, Barbara Pinkney's in the house. Terry White, good to see you. Frida Maia is on. And Michelle, thank you for joining us. Linda Kelly is on. Hey, Tree McDougal. Yes, and thank you for all of your work helping us to manage this homecoming celebration. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Dawn is on with us as well. Like I said, I'm just trying to get my other screen up so I can see and look a little better. And Dawn is on. Dawn and Anna Claire. Hey, Anna Claire. Thank you for joining us. I am happy that you're on with us, Anna Claire.
Well, all right. Andrea is on.
Wait, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, very good, very good. We're on and popping now. And Joan is on. Marilyn is on. Gloria, thanks for joining us. Angel, hello. Holly, you are very welcome. Snowy is on. Ethel, good to see you. Jacqueline Grant, good to see you. Janita, it is good to see you too. Angel, it is homecoming. And to Joanne, good evening to you as well. Thank you for the love. Tanja, good evening to you. Pastor Deborah Nesbitt, thank you for joining us. Lenora, thank you. Good to see you. Aunt Ollie, thank you for joining us. The awesome Glenda Jones, good to see you. And David is at the Ogeechee Seafood Festival. That sounds like fun. Miss Toya, thank you for joining us. Katie, thank you for joining us as well. Let's see. Michelle, thank you as well. Hello, Kelly, good to see you. Deborah, hello. Bernice Lohman is on with us. Good to see Bunny Way. I haven't seen you in a minute, Bunny. We gotta go eat. Gwen Marie, good evening to you. Patricia, thank you so much. John, hello. Good to see you. Gwen, good evening to you. Renee, thank you for joining us. Joyce, good evening. Gwen, hello. Erna Tandy has joined us. Good to see you. Mary, thank you for joining us. Hello. And Jason, what's going to be done? You need to ask the county. That's a county facility. We need the adults to make better decisions. Moving on. Latrina, thank you for joining us. Sabrina, hello. Sarah, good evening to you. Barbara Dolores, hello. Michelle, again, hello. Tia, hello. The great Ann Allen Westbrook has joined us. D.W. Williams, good to see you. Salathia Coast, hello. Good to see you. Cheryl, good evening to you. Hey, Angie, hello. Melrose is on with us. Ruel Francis, good to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us as well. Shy Stony. So that's my sweet niece is on. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Edward Markey is on with us. And Sierra, there was a parade today, and it was very nice. Okay, and Shawanda is on from Duval. We ain't hearing all that. This is 9-1 Deuce. This is Savannah. Angela, good evening to you. Hey, Jacqueline Jones White, good to see you as well. Sharon, hello, good to see you. Jill, hey, Jill, we have to get you back on. Andrew is on with us. Sarah Stevens, it was so good seeing you today from Liberty County and Liberty City. Good to see Adrian Martin all the way from Jacksonville, Florida as well. Condolita, I looked for you today, did not see you as well. Beverly is on with us. Kwani is on. Thank you very much representing. Denise is on with us. Hello, Taya. Hello. As well, Evelyn, good to see you. Latasha, hello. And my mama is on, y'all. So my mama is on. So we're going to be nice. We're going to be responsible. We're going to be respectful. And we're not going to use no cuss words because my mama's on here. Shirley, good to see you. Now, Renee Garland is on here, but I'm gonna tell you about Renee Garland because that's really not Renee Garland anymore. But good to see you, Angela. Sierra is on with us. Sandra, good to see you, Net. Thank you for joining us. Kathy Lewis is watching. Let's see, Angie Brown, good to see you. Hey, Katina, hello. Angela, thank you for joining us as well. Thank you so much. Glad to have you on with us. And let me see, I'm trying to catch up with everybody. Feels like I froze a little bit. Kathy, Angie, let's see. Carol, weekend has begun. I hope you got that phone call back you were looking for. Good to see Bishop Nathaniel Smalls. Good to see you as well. Linda is saying hello to my mama, and Rosa is saying hello. Good evening to you. Again, glad that you are on with us, and thank you so much for joining us. I have a bunch of other comments, but they won't let me to them right now. So let me see if I can switch over here. Trying to catch up. Let me see. If I can catch up on this thing. It got me slow on this thing. Tanya is on with us. Good evening. And Tanya Scott Green, Lisa, hello. Tammy, thank you for joining us. We appreciate that as well. And let's see, we're trying to get everybody on. So we're just glad that you are with us this evening. So let me send somebody a message. Wait a minute. We'll be with you soon. All right. Let's see. Sandra Smith is on. Good evening. Laura Renee is on all the way from Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining us as well. Andrea Hall, Houston. Good to see Kevin Lenord Cook. Good to see you, sir. Glad you're on with us. And Trey is watching from Ridgeland, South Carolina, from the Low Country. Thank you for joining us as well. Pastor Thurman Neal Tillman, the First African Baptist Church. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Munir from Ruan Thai, one of my favorite places to get my eat on. Thank you so much for joining us as well. And Patricia is saying hey to you, mama. So hey to Patricia as well. Gerald, how many shootings we're going to have? As many as we allow. So Gerald, we're not playing that, okay? So you go there, you're going to be dealt with. Jeff, good to see you. The Honorable Jeff Booker from Jersey Shore, from Seabright, New Jersey. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. Tina Winkster is on. I'm trying to go back as well. Lisa is on, and Tanya, I think I said those names already. Paula is on with us. Thank you. Pamela, thank you for joining us as well. To all of you, we're just so glad that you are on with us this evening. As you know, it's been a long, rough week. So we recognize that if we have gotten to this point, we are still here. And so, Monica, who's your mama, Monica? Because your mom is somebody I need in my life, and she had to get off the phone with you so she could be with me. Who's your mama, Monica? I need to know who your mama is. So go ahead and tell me. I need to shout your mom out. And then why are you in here? Vanessa, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Monica, tell me who your mama is, because I need to know who your mother is, because me and your mom need to be friends. She got off the phone with you so she could be with me. I appreciate that. Let me see who else. Rashida is on. Courtney is on as well. Let's see. Jorsette is on. Hey, Annette Mitchell, I appreciate you handling that foolishness that you responded to the other day. I appreciate that as well. Patricia is on as well. And my mother says, thank you for the love. And Crystal is at her son's game at Bullock County, and instead of being there, she's with us. Well, she's there, so okay. Monica's mother is Sarah Malone from Rome. Okay, I got it now. I got it. Hey, Arbadella, good to see you. Lisa is on as well, and Sarah Malone from Rome, Georgia is on. We thank you so much, Georgia, as well. Ruth is on. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so we're doing good and we're ready to roll. So let's go ahead and let us roll. So if it's Friday in Savannah, it's Friday in Savannah during a pandemic, if it's Friday in Savannah during the pandemic and you had no place you really have to be, then you're here with us. And you're here. It's Friday night live here in the hostess city of the South, Savannah, Georgia, on this 15th day of October 2021, which means we have made it another week. It also means that we are 82 weeks into this thing, 82 weeks in this love affair. We can't stop. What is wrong with us? 82 weeks of our relationship, of our entanglement, of our situationship, whatever it is, every Friday for the last 82 weeks, we have been together. You and I and a couple of hundred of our best friends in the entire world. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining us. This does not happen without you, and I am so appreciative of you. 82 weeks. We have been doing this 575 days on every single day, every single Friday straight. We have done it. 82 weeks. 82 weeks. 82 weeks. I don't know what's wrong with us. Are we that boring? That 82 weeks we've gotten together, and we're looking forward to soon getting into our position where we will have Friday night live for real. So Tia, good to see you as well. And we appreciate you. That means that the good Lord has brought us through a whole nother week. And this has been a hard week. So before I get into that, and we have guests tonight, so I really wanted to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, but a couple of things I want you to do. The first thing I want you to do, as we do every week, I want you to like the page. We are over 30,000 people on our page. 30,000 people. So if you're not liking our page already, Cynthia Richardson, actually it's my mom's name for real as well. Mequan Green, good to see you as well. Gwen, thank you so much. Kenneth Bussey is on with us. Thank you so much as well. But again, here we are. We want you to like the page. We are growing. Our relationship, is what is it called? Polygamy, because there's so many of us. And we're not selfish with our love. We're not selfish with being around each other. We're not selfish with supporting each other and being there for each other. We are not selfish. We are not selfish. So that's the first thing. Second thing, first, like the page, share the page. The third thing, as we all have been doing, we are showing love for our girl, Tara. And so we are Tara Strong. Y'all remember that. We are Tara Strong. So please remember that. Let us send it out the way I put it in there. The way I put it in there. Hashtag Tara Strong, 3 greens, 1 red. That is the date and night love for Tara. We are sending love out for our girl, Tara. So that is how she knows that we are with her. She's Tara Strong, and we're Tara Strong, and we're standing with her. Yes, we are with our girl, Tara, and we want to know we love her. We're thinking about her. We're praying for her. We are with Tara, right? Right. And hopefully Tara will join us at some point, and she'll just see all this love that's out here. Anissa, thank you so much for joining us as well. So that's the first, the second and third thing. Next thing was, it's homecoming. Homecoming. It is Savannah State's homecoming. Yes, I am representing all the way for Savannah State this weekend. It is homecoming, albeit smaller, albeit different. It is still homecoming. And so before, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it now because some people, I learned some people just like mess and they like foolishness, and some people will believe a lie before they believe the truth. So I just want you to know very, very clearly, I did not cancel the Savannah State Parade. Savannah State had a parade today, and I was there, and it was very nice on campus. Savannah State decided they wanted to have a parade on campus to protect their students from COVID. It makes sense, doesn't it? Made sense to me. So Savannah State did not apply to the city for a parade permit this year. So people out here saying, oh, well, this and this and this, and he can't, I ain't canceled anything. You have to apply for a permit in order for it to be canceled. Savannah State did not apply for a permit because Savannah State chose, and I think rightfully so, to have their parade on their campus this year. So if you're mad at anybody, don't be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself, because that's just the way it is. I mean, people are taking precautions. And you know what? To be honest with you, hey, it was their decision to make, and they made it. We asked, could we help? They wanted to make it on campus. And again, it worked out really, really well. The students enjoyed it, and the people who were there enjoyed it. And so maybe next year they'll come back out into the city. So y'all, two things. One, don't tell that type of lie. And then secondly, don't co-sign on people telling those lies. Because there's some of y'all on here that I know when they were saying those types of lies, oh yeah, well, they let that happen. And what about the come on, y'all. I mean, your life shouldn't be so miserable that every time everything is not a conspiracy. And everything is not a conspiracy against Black people, and everything is not a conspiracy against you. Savannah State made a decision, in my mind, a wise decision, to have their parade on their campus to limit the possibilities of COVID spreading on their campus. To me, wise move. Other things Savannah State did is that they have limited their tailgate, because before y'all could roll up with $5 and tailgate all day long. Right now, unless you have a ticket, you will not get into the tailgate. You have to have a ticket to the game, and the tickets are sold out. So don't come out there because they're not going to let you in. You had to have your ticket in order to get into the tailgate. That ensures that their students and people who bought tickets to the game remain safe. Okay, so that's the truth, and you got it from me. Next thing, we've had two unfortunate shootings this week. I mean, beyond unfortunate. The other day, I was out at Sally Moo Park, and there was a football game and there was a soccer game, and the football game ended, and two men that had beef that had nothing to do with either game, both understood had guns, and one started shooting at the other, and one man ended up dead. I mean, what do you expect me to say about that? We had police officers in the vicinity. As a matter of fact, they were within the yards of it, to the point where not only did they witness it, that they were able to apprehend the guy within minutes. I mean, what do you say about that? You have the availability of guns and you have stupid decisions. And that's what happens. I don't know what else you do. You have police officers out there, and I mean, the fact was somebody wanted to kill somebody, and that's what happened. That's the sad part about that. It's unfortunate. Thank God, no kids were injured. No kids were injured. I went out and spoke to these kids. I mean, we do have a responsibility as adults to protect our kids, but we have to protect them to make sure that stuff like that doesn't happen as best we can. But I mean, this is just me. When you have guns everywhere, guns show up everywhere. And until we can get some stricter gun control on people who should not have guns, and until we get some more stringent jail time for people who commit violent acts, and people see we're not playing with them in our criminal justice system, then, some of these things are going to happen. So then today, I was out on campus and then got a call. There was a shooting involving a female and her neighbors. So these are not random things. So people, oh, we're so scared. No, these are people that people know that have beef in some other issue. I don't know all the details yet, but I just wanted you all to know that's what is going on. So you have your kids, hug your kids, love on your kids. We live in some bad times. I mean, again, I don't know. In both cases, police were close. They were in the area, and I can't be held responsible for people's dumb decisions, stupid decisions. And so again, as we've said before, and I'm glad to see Dr. Pete Silver on. Karina said she was on, and I can understand it was scary. It was probably very scary, and I get it. But on the other end of it, we have to make sure as a community, again, somebody knew that dude, hey, Jay Chris, good to see you, Stephanie. Somebody knew the dude had a gun. Matter of fact, there was beef going on, from what I heard, between the two guys, and people knew it. And people knew the dudes was carrying guns. So my thing is, if that's the case, somebody should have said something. We have to get to that point where we have to get in between the decision to commit a deadly act and the execution of that decision to do a deadly act. We have to get in between that. Terry Mobley, I was looking for you. I'm glad you joined us. So again, you know who in your family carrying, and you know if they're carrying dirty. You know this. And you know when there's beef going on. You know this. Good to see you, Henry. But people saying, oh, well, we had police there. I don't know what else you expect people to do, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have guns everywhere and out of the hands of people who legally should have them. And on the other side, people who don't know how to deal with their issues. I mean, you got beef, you walk away. I'm sorry. There is no woman that is worth me shooting somebody over except my mother. You mess with my mother, it might go down. And I'm telling you that now, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. For real, and as they say in Brooklyn, on word is bond on everything I love. My mama, it might go down. Everybody else, especially somebody I'm dating. There's other people to date. Go out to Savannah State right now. Plethora of opportunities. Go on a dating site or something. I mean, it's not about it. Bruh, that's yours? I'm out. All right, fine. You gotta. Because now, for whatever it's worth, you got one guy dead and one guy in jail. Neither one of them got her, and now she'll probably go to somebody else. Anyway, moving on, and we'll come back in a minute. Carla, good question. We sent counselors out there to talk with these young men, and there is a crisis line for parents to call, because the fact is that they've seen this stuff, and they'll forever. I mean, this will always be in their minds. So, but anyway, so tonight we're excited because we're going to meet and talk with survivors. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about survivors. And so that is why I'm excited about what tonight means. And we're excited to have our some guests. As you know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I wanted to talk about good news. I want to talk to some people who have faced adversity in their face and yet have survived the adversity. So I need you all to talk to some people who have faced adversity in their. There we go. All right. So there we go. Yeah. All right. We're getting it together. So we're going to go with them at one at a time, and then just have a brief panel discussion. Good to see you, Polo. Polo is back in town, and I appreciate my brother. It was so good to see you today on the yard. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just talk a little bit right quick on some of these survivors. I'm gonna go ahead and bring them up. Again, these are people who survived, and I want to get an opportunity to tell a story and really, I mean, because I know that there's somebody out there who is undergoing domestic violence issues. I know that there's someone out there listening right now who that knows that love shouldn't hurt, but for some reason, love hurts. And so I want to help them. I don't know, you know how I go. I got led. I mean, I got led to do something on domestic violence. So we're doing domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Month. And I want to introduce Karen Austin, the awesome Karen Austin. Karen Austin, you know I'm looking at you, right? Karen. Yeah, now go ahead and unmute, Karen. Unmute, Karen. Karen, unmute. I'm gonna ask you. There you go. Hey, Karen. Hey, Karen.
Good evening, Mayor.
How you doing?
Yes.
We are saluting you tonight because you are a survivor. I hear you. You're good.
Yes, I am unmuted.
Yeah, I hear you. And you're talking to me. You're good. Look forward.
Hi, you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome.
How are you?
Hello.
All right, so you have to cut the Facebook sound off so I can hear you. How you doing? Karen? She can't see me. Can you hear me, Karen? You can't hear me. Turn up your volume, Karen. Karen, we can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you, Karen. All right. While Karen is trying to work it out, Karen done got up. Karen, we hear you. Karen. Tell Karen to text. Somebody text Karen, tell Karen we hear her. Karen? All right.
Am I there?
Yeah, we hear you. How you doing?
I'm sorry.
We can hear you.
Something's wrong.
How you doing? Turn your speakers up. All right, we're gonna let Karen get it together. And so Karen, we hear you, baby. We hear you. We hear you. I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back to you, Karen. So we'll move on to everybody knows Sharon Aiken. Sharon?
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm just blessed and highly favored. How are you?
I am doing well, and and everybody doesn't know. I mean, you beat breast cancer, and people know you from your work with breast cancer. But you're also a domestic violence survivor, right?
Yes, and I'm not a breast cancer survivor.
Oh, you're not. You just do a lot of work with them.
I do it because of the co-worker Corporal Swinton and my god sister Kay.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, you're all over the place with that, and of course, everyone knows Miss Swinton, who was one of my coworkers as well. And so, thank you for all that you do for breast cancer. But you are a domestic violence survivor.
I am a domestic violence survivor.
Tell us about it.
Where am I? This is a diamond.
There you go.
This diamond is gorgeous. But in order for this diamond to be as pretty as it is, it had to get cut. When you find a diamond, it's just it's just not in this state that it's supposed to be in. You have to get the diamond, you have to cut it, you have to shape it, you have to mold it, and you have to shine it up. I am a diamond because I was cut. People don't know my story, they just know me. They
Right.
know what they assume. I was married to a man that beat me every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got married at age 26. I never knew about heroin. I never knew about drugs. My husband was on heroin. He shot up. I didn't know what that was. I found needles in my house, but I didn't know what they were. Not only did he do heroin, he drank liquor to cover up the heroin. Plus, he did cocaine. He got paid on Thursdays. He worked at Hercules Corporation. So when he got paid, he didn't want to pay the bills. So he would come home and he would beat me to keep from paying the bills. I would have people come over thinking if they came over, he wouldn't beat me. Guess what? He beat me, them, and anybody else who came. And a lot of people say, don't look like you would put up with somebody beating you. Back in 1982, 83, 84, there were no domestic violence laws. There was no safe shelter. You called the police, they came, but they could not do anything. All they could ask the man to do was leave. And if he didn't want to leave, he didn't have to leave. So soon as the police left, he beat you again. He beat me so hard one time, he told me that I was snorting cocaine. I started believing it. I was sitting on the bed and 7 people was talking in my head. And they were telling me to kill myself because I was worthless. Because this is what he told me for all those years, that I was worthless, that I was nothing. See, when you're a domestic violence survivor, it's like being in the military. It's like being in the war. You're shell shocked. I'm age 65 now and I'm still shell shocked. I still have flashback. I still have memories. So those of you who talk about me, you don't know what all I've been through. You don't know the pain. I was so broken. I got in my car and I drove myself to Georgia Regional and I checked myself in. If it wasn't for the doctor that came by and saw me, and mind you, when you check yourself into a mental institution, they script search you. That was humiliating. They script search you, they put you in a shower, and they search every cavity of your body. So I'm sitting there, I'm broken. I left my little 2-year-old baby at home. The doctor came by and he said, let me talk to you. And he said, what's wrong? I said, I'm having a nervous breakdown. He talked to me. He said, you know what? It's a thin line between sanity and insanity. He said, you're not crazy, you're tired. He told the staff, do not give me any medicine. He said, because if they give you medicine, it's going to flip you over. People don't realize the drugs is the one that drive you crazy. That doctor told me to just stay there for the weekend and just get myself together. Domestic violence, it hurts. I mean, when it gets you to the point where you drive yourself to the Georgia Regional because you'd rather be crazy than be hit one more time. Not only did he hit me, he started hitting the little 2-year-old baby.
Wow.
That's, he would make her stand against the wall. Now, mind you, she's a little baby, and put her arms on the wall and beat her like they do inmates. So I have been through, like I say, I still think about it. I still go through it. That's why I fight so hard. That's why I talk so much trash. That's why I'm so strong. That's why I try to help people. People always say, you're doing too much. No, I'm not. I'm not doing enough. I want to give back to all the people that helped me when I was going through, because somebody saved me. Dr. Hunter saved me back in 1985 when I couldn't save myself. So when you see me out here doing this, that, and that, I'm trying to help because people are broken. I was broken. But see this diamond? I'm this diamond. That's why I put on my pretty clothes and I get dressed up and I smile and I praise the Lord because the Lord brought me out. Y'all just don't know. If you don't know my story, don't make me into who you think I am. Just
Okay.
pray for me and thank the Lord that let me make it out, that he saved my child, and he saved me that I can save somebody else. I told God that when I retired, I was going to help other people. I was going to help the females. That's why I started doing the mentoring program at the jail for the females. That's why you see me everywhere I can be. When somebody says, Sharon, help, I say, okay, I'll be tired, but I do it. So remember this, women.
Sharon, we'll get back. Hold that message. Hold that thought, okay? Hold that thought, because you're going to get into the message part. I will be with you back in 1 second. I'm going to move to, I think Sherry Williams is on. Sherry? Is Sherry on? If she is, she can unmute. She's not. Sherry? I think Sherry's getting it together as well. Sherry? All right. Karen, are we good now?
We're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add you. we were looking at you and you were just, and you talking to us and everybody's like, you can hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much, Mayor Johnson, for this platform tonight.
You're a survivor.
Yes, I am a survivor. And I want to say on behalf of every victorious victim who's on the road to survivorship, looking ready to be healed, delivered, and set free, we thank you for this platform. Yes, I am a survivor. I have been a survivor for over now 35 years. And the journey has been a long one and a very exhausting one in order to be able to get where I am today. And with that being said, I am the CEO and founder of For the Jewel and You, and I am the creator of the new movement, I Shall Speak for Her. During the years of my abuse, and my story is the same as others, but everybody's situation is totally different. For me, I wish I could tell survivors or victims that it stops automatically. But I went from one abusive situation to another abusive situation. Every time I looked, I was faced with this particular disease, this demonic spirit right close up in my face. I suffered for many years from physical abuse. And there are many and too many of my stories to mention tonight, so I won't do that. But one of the most violent instances that happened to me was being kicked repeatedly in my stomach and in my groin area. And it was just minutes after arriving home from the hospital. I had been in the hospital for approximately 2 weeks with some other conditions. And I arrived home. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia at that time. And my abuser, and they all have a particular name, but this abuser was the painter. And he beat me so bad that I'm not able, was never able to have children of my own. But my abuse was also emotional, which is one of the most common forms of abuse. And it is for not only but women, but for men as well. But I can't speak on behalf of men. I can only speak on behalf of me as a woman and what it does to us. And so I was tortured by their words. I was called everything but a child of God. I lost all of my self-esteem. I was immersed with threats. And threats is what keeps us behind the closed doors, because they threaten, not only do they threaten us, but they also threaten our family members that they'll do this, they'll do that, or they will come on your job. This abuser, the painter, he would actually show up on my job. I worked for a huge law firm in Atlanta, and when we were at times for trials, he would actually, we work late at night. When it comes down to criminal, you just work late at night, and he would come up there and bang on the elevator doors just so that because he didn't believe that I was actually working. So the jealousy showed up, the accusing of messing around with other men and all of these things were in his head. And so everything that he was feeling inside, he would take out on me. I would even go to work with a black eye. And I would tell the lawyers that, they would say, what's wrong with you? What happened? And I'm, no sense at all, not understanding that they're not going to believe me. But I would say dumb stuff like, oh, a bee stung me, or I walked into the door hit me. But they knew that at night when I left that firm, that horrible things were happening to me. But I would get back up in the morning and I would go back to work because that was my safe haven. And even though my confidence was shattered, you would think that I was a confident woman, but I was not confident at all. I left all of my self-esteem was being taken away, I was ripping, just tearing away. My heart was hurt, it was damaged. I'm listening to my friend Sharon, and I'm relating to all of it because it's so real. And even during this time, you couldn't even talk to certain people because they would always say things like, oh, y'all a good couple. Y'all look so good together. And, oh, wow, he takes so good care of you. They would say all of these things. And man, you just wanted to just, strangle them because they didn't understand the hurt and the pain that you're going through. Right. But I never felt the joy of bearing a child or having a child from my husband. Me and my husband, Michael Craig Austin, we have been married for 26 years. We've been together for 28 years now. And even in that processing, he also had to learn who I was. He had to know who my trigger points was, what my trigger points and everything was. But as bad as all of that was, I also learned that I was affected by financial abuse. Total control of my finances. And this is when they have it, they're at the extreme. Right. You go to work, they control your paycheck. They're going to tell you what to wear, how to wear it, when to wear it. I remember at one point, he bought me a car, my very first car. He bought my car, and I would use the car to go to work, or I would use the car to go to the laundromat. And he in that time, the cars had keys. Gas. The gas tank had a key on it. Right. And so what he would do is he would keep the key to the gas tank because he needed to control everywhere I went. I was withdrawn from my family members. But I'm going to tell you, I had a great praying mama, and my mama would get in her car and she would drive to Atlanta to see about me. She wanted, and so these are the kind of things that kind of kept me and helped me, that there was somebody out there, not only my mom, but my big mom, but there was people there that did care for me, but I still was afraid.
I'm going to come right back to you. I'm going to come back to you because you're going to preach now. So yes. Thank you so much. And I think we have Sherry Williams on now. Sherry, can you hear us?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. How are you?
I am doing well this evening, thank you. How is everyone?
We're all doing well, and obviously, look, we're invigorated. We're hearing survivor stories, and you're a survivor as well. Tell us your story.
Whew. All right. My story began when I was 18 years old. Had recently graduated high school, got married, and I had plans on going into the military. The abuse began right after I married my husband. And I endured every type of abuse. That was physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse. I feared for my life. I agree with some of with the two ladies when they talk about there was really no domestic violence laws during that time, because we're talking about 1979 when mine began. During various episodes, of course, afterwards, I would call the police, and they would tell me there was nothing that they could do, that I needed to call them when the incident was occurring. I would say, how am I supposed to do that? So, of course, you know, never got any protection from law enforcement until the end. I never kept silent. I talked to anybody. I talked to my doctor. During that time, well, let me go back a little bit, because I did go into the military. This is just a few months after we got married, and my husband followed me. And my husband was extremely jealous. He was addicted to drugs. I didn't know that in the beginning. I did have a great aunt who tried to tell me, of course, you know, we in love, and you don't listen to those elders who are trying to look out for your good. But, you know, in the military, there are lots of males, and I couldn't even speak to anyone, a male, without getting hit. Fortunately, I never ended up in the hospital because I am a fighter. Well, I don't know about because I'm a fighter, but I never ended up in the hospital. There was weapons used, all types of things that were used during the state of my abuse. I was able to go to shelters, and I did that several times. He would find me, or, you know, I would go back, because I always wanted my marriage to work. And I believe that when he said, I'm not going to do this anymore, I'm going to change, that he was going to do that, and he was going to change. You had to be prepared to leave everything behind, because when I left everything behind except, you know, for a few clothes. And of course, I had 2 children during that time as well, because I couldn't stay in the military. There was just too many men. And of course, during that time, the only way I could get out was to become pregnant, and that they would let you out on the discharge. So I got pregnant to get out of the military, just to stop the abuse, I thought. But of course, that did not stop the abuse. It continued on until I was able to finally leave with the help of a girlfriend who was in the military. And right before that, I was in a shelter, and he found me through the school, because my children was at a different school, and he came to the school. He kidnapped me. I was working with a recruiter to get back into the military, because I felt like that was the only way I could escape the abuse. That went on for several hours into the night until he eventually, with the police help, he left. He did go to jail for a little bit, but I stayed in the shelter and continued on my journey to go back into the military. But it didn't stop there, because I continued to think that he would change and it would be better. He did eventually come here in Savannah, And we went through that honeymoon phase, understanding the cycle of abuse or the cycle of violence. It was really good for about a couple of weeks. And then he got back into the routine, made his connections, and the whole thing started all over again. And I'm in the military at that time, and I was like, this is not going to work. And so with the help of law enforcement, laws were a little bit different during this time. This was like 10 years later. He ended up in jail, and he got extradited back to Texas, because I'm from Texas. And my recovery began. I was able to file for divorce and move on with my life. So, of course, I did not go into a lot of the nuts and bolts about what happened in our relationship, but it was a living nightmare. And that was a very, very long time ago. But the scars are still there. I have not forgotten. And I don't know if that's why I say I don't trust anybody, because I don't trust anybody. I think because he just deceived me so much. And just as my life was beginning as an adult. But God is so good. And there are so many people that are willing to help if you reach out to them for help. And you got to stay strong. You got to stay hopeful that God is going to deliver you from that situation.
He definitely delivered all three of you.
That is so true. Yes.
So let me ask you a couple of questions, and this is for the whole panel. I mean, just a couple of questions, and we'll just kind of hit them and kind of move off of them. So before these relationships, I mean, were there any warning signs? I mean, the person that ultimately abused you, now looking back, were there warning signs or things that you saw that could have alerted you to the type of person or real person that this person was? And any one of you?
None.
None?
No, and mine was so charming. He was a knight in shining armor. There was nothing he wouldn't do for you. He was perfect. It wasn't until after the marriage that these things showed up. When you're dating them, you don't see it. They're not there. It's like, you know how you do a turkey, you fatten it up so you can kill it for Thanksgiving? That's what they do to you. They fatten you up so they can kill you.
Okay, Karen?
Now, for me, yes, there were warning signs. I ignored the warning signs.
Like what?
For instance, one had no relationship with his own daughters, did not have a relationship with his mom. It was myself trying to encourage this relationship. Secondly, others were the controlling factors of where I go, how I go, when I go, and how long I stayed there. And then it escalated. So I saw warning signs. Did I know that those were signs? Some I knew, some I did not know. I just knew that something just wasn't right, but I stayed in the situations because it got to the point of where now they're in control of you.
Well, that's
changing.
Well, I guess goes my next question. And again, some of these questions are questions that people will ask. Why didn't you just leave? The first time he hit you, the first time he damaged you, they just, hey, I'm out. I'm walking out the door. Anybody?
The first time he hit me, I was shocked. Because you know me with my mouth. And I'm like, I don't believe. But they charm you. Oh, I'm sorry. They convince you they're never going to do it again. Everything, I was drinking, I was high. Like I said, I knew nothing about drugs. So then he didn't hit me again until after I had a baby. And guess what now? if you leave, I'm taking the baby. Okay, I was told I could never have children. So when I had that baby, you're not going to take it from me because I know I can't have no more.
Right.
So now he's got me between the rock and the hard place. And in fact, he even took the baby and hid the baby for about a week, and I didn't know where she was at. So now I know if I leave him, he gonna really take her. So, but like Karen said, you need to tell people, and I did. I told it, my whole family knew that I was getting abused. Everybody knew. But back in those days, that was the norm. Well, you need to stay. That's your husband. You got that baby. So I even remember one time he beat me so bad. Me, Mickey Stevens, Chili, they came to my house. I'm sitting there, my eyes hanging out my head. I just got beat. I said, y'all know he just beat me. Well, come on, let's go to the club. We went to the club, and I'm sitting in the club right there in East Savannah with my eye hanging out my head because I wanted the world to see. But guess what? Everybody saw it, but did anybody do anything? No.
Wow. All right, so Sherry or Karen?
No, good, Sherry.
There was no warning signs. He was like Sharon said, he was Prince Charming. I met my husband in the hospital. He was a patient, and I worked at the hospital. But I told him, he would tell me that I'm going to be his wife, and I said, I'm not going to be your wife. I don't even like you, not like that. But he was a charmer.
Mhm.
And but there were no warning signs. He was sweet. He was sweet. He was kind. I met his family. He was it's a close family. We're still close today. When we said I do, that's when the abuse started.
Wow. Okay.
Right after we got married.
Right. Karen?
Well, I was wrapped up. I was so wrapped up and losing who I was to the painter I actually married, and he was abusing me before that. I can remember the week before the wedding. I was living in Atlanta. The wedding was going to be down here in Savannah. And we got into a horrible, horrible fight. It was horrible. And I called home and I said, I wanted to cancel the wedding. And the question that came back was about all the money that had been spent and what are the people are going to say and how they're going to react. And I still remember pleading to this individual, not my mom, but I remember pleading to this individual. And I said, but what about the rest of my life?
Right.
What's going to happen to me? But because I was getting so much back, like it was coming so much back at me from people, individuals that I thought that also really loved me, but I now understand in this quest that even family members and friends don't understand domestic violence. They don't understand the process. They don't understand what to say and what not to say and when to say it. So it had me wrapped up. And I still walked down that aisle a week later. I still walked down the aisle a week later because the manipulation, the total control of it is almost unexplainable. And you are thinking about, if you leave, are you still going to be safe? Because I left and I tried to hide, and he called, and when he found me, and when he found where I was at, he was like, where have you been? What you been doing? And so I picked up the phone, and thank God that one of the lawyers was also a judge. And I dialed her number, and I was like, would you tell him that I was with you? But my mind made sense to me to call her. And thank goodness, this is what he did. He got on the phone, and he went at her, and he pulled the phone from the wall. He snatched the phone from the wall, and the beating went, and the beating and the raping went on and on until there was a knock at the door. It was only by the goodness of God, grace of God, that I had a mindset to dial her as a judge, because as a judge, her phones were connected enough that she could lead the cops where I was. I was way on the other side of Atlanta. She was in Decatur, and they were able to come to the door. Did I leave? I did not leave even when the cops came. I still was too afraid of what would happen, because he knew where I worked at. And so there was a night of suffering going on. And then in the morning, I got up, I dressed, and I went to work. And of course, at that point, everyone there were like, we're concerned. We need to get you help. And so that's how I got away from the painter, because they began to get involved.
So how much of this, and then we're wrapping up, but I gotta get these questions through. How much of your decision to stay in an abusive relationship was concerned about what people thought about it? Now, I heard in a couple of cases, when people saw us, they thought we were really a great couple. So how much did the opinion of others, the thoughts of others, the feelings of others, as you all said, sometimes I knew of people that would tell you to stay with your husband because they stayed with their husband who was beating their behinds. So how much did the opinions of others played into your decision to stay?
The only reason I didn't care what nobody thought, because I was tired of getting beat. But I had a bunch of old religious aunts that said, you got to stay because you got that baby. And at the time I was selling insurance, and I was selling debit insurance. And debit insurance, you go knocking on people's doors. So you might make $500 this week and $50 next week. So you need that man. Then the manipulation, he even came to church and joined the church. So now the whole church clapping and yeah, you can't leave him because he's saved, not knowing as soon as we left. And I'm in church like he got to go. But you got your family, you got your church, and you got people. I didn't want to stay, and I didn't care what they thought. But you can't leave, and then you got to be there for the kid. You need somebody. You can't come stay here if you leave him, so you stuck.
Right. Okay, Sherry.
Can I say one thing on that,
Okay,
Mayor?
right.
What
Yes,
Sharon
ma'am.
said, because they go to the scripture, that they go and they bring the scripture, and so you get very bad counseling.
Yeah.
You get bad counseling, and so you're supposed to be submissive, but God knows that is not what that scripture means for us. But it tells
That's what
us
they tell you.
There's a B part of that scripture.
what?
There's a B part of that.
Yeah, it is.
We read the A part, but you don't read the B part.
Won't be the B part. We take the part out that they think sounds good. And what happens behind the closed doors need to stay behind the closed doors.
They know you're getting beat, but they tell you to stay there and put up with it.
Because we've been beat, because our people have been beat our whole life.
Yeah.
And they think that's the norm of what we should do and how things should happen. Okay, I'm gonna calm down.
Okay, yes,
Sherry,
yes.
go
It
ahead.
is so true. It is so true that everyone's story is different. No, that's not my story. It did not matter what other people thought about me and my husband staying together, or us, or my leaving. I did not get any bad advice, such as from church saying I needed to stay because of this or that, or my relatives on his side or my side that I need to stay because, we were married and we had children or this or that. I didn't get any of that. I was encouraged to do what I felt that I needed to do safely. But I wanted to stay because I believed in marriage. I was, raised in the church, a Christian girl, and I wanted my marriage to work. That's the only reason that I stayed. I wanted my marriage to work, and I believed and I hoped that he would change. But that was not the case. And I was able to escape the marriage and get my divorce. But that's my story
Well,
on
ladies,
that.
no, thank you. And I mean, as we close, I want to give each of you a minute. And I'm going to take myself out of it because I want to, because I think there's somebody on here, and I believe this, we have over 200 people on here now. Somebody feels what you're going through. Somebody is in the place that you were in. And I'll start with Sherry since Sherry's on the phone. But if you're talking to that person, what would you say to them, Sherry?
I would say, listen to those wise folks in your life. Listen to your gut. Don't let anyone push you to do something you don't want to do or to stray you from your plans that you have for your life. Get to know your partner before you make a life commitment. Know and understand the cycle of violence. Don't keep silent. If you're in that situation, tell somebody that you can trust. Your pastor, your doctor, parents, safe shelter, the resources now. Develop a plan to get out safely and be smart about it. Never accept that the abuse is your fault. Become informed about resources that are in your area and that are available to you. Stash money away in a safe place that you'll be able to use when you do escape. Be prepared to leave everything behind. I had to leave everything behind. Don't put your confidence in protective orders. Abusers do not follow the law. They don't care anything about protective orders. I would encourage, if you can, to take some self-defense classes, but just become physically stronger. And most of all, stay strong, never give up the hope of being free from the abuse, and pray, pray, pray. That's my advice.
Thank you, Sherry. Sharon?
Know that God did not put you on this earth to be beat. Know that God did not put you on this earth to be abused. Know that you are somebody. You have worth, you have meaning, and you have a purpose. Know that if he loved you, he wouldn't hit you. Know that if he hit you once, he's going to do it again. Because you know why? It's that be the bigger person. That's why I don't like that. You have to forgive them. Because you know why? Once you forgive them, that person going to say, well, she forgave me once, I'm going to do it again. And it's going to be the same vicious cycle over and over. You're going to keep forgiving it. Also, don't let anybody tell you to stay in that situation. Also, tell everybody you know that you're being beat, that you've been hit. Do not hide it, because you know why? Just because you get out, he's going to get the next person. And that next person might not survive. He might kill that next person. Never put your child in that situation. Never bring people in your house like I did, thinking that he's not gonna hit me because other people are there. That's a lie. Like I said, he fought me all night. Know that once he start being jealous of you and accusing you of everything under the sun, he even told me my child was the doctor's baby because she came out red with green eyes. Why he red with green eyes? So I mean, really? But do not let them take away your self-worth. Do not let them take away your meaning. Do not let them tell you you're not good enough. Do not let them tell you you're not beautiful, because you are beautiful because God made you special. I had to learn all that, but do know that domestic violence, like I said, is like having PTSD, because you have flashbacks. That's why when people come at me wrong, I bow up, because it's a defense mechanism. So it kind of damages you. So get out while you can. Stay prayed up. Read your Bible, go to church, talk to people. Do not let yourself become damaged goods. And that's all I can say. No man is worth your sanity. Like Dr. Hunter said, it's a thin line between sanity and insanity.
Thank you so much, Sharon. And finally, Karen, somebody's out there and they hear you. I mean, they really hear you. Tears are coming out of their eyes at this moment because the things, the behaviors you described, they're living Karen some time ago. What would you tell them?
Don't give up on you, because I gave up on myself. And also to get professional counseling. You don't have to bear this by yourself. But May, if you would just permit me just for one more minute, because I also need to speak to the people who are also listening, that even though you may not have been abused, you know somebody else who has. So that means
Amen.
you are connected to this. And never say never. I learned never to say never, because I would be that bad person and I would say, oh, this will never, ever happen to me. And my word didn't ever happen to me. I've even had the pistol whipped in addition to all of that. But I want to say to the people, and this is why the I Shall Speak for Her comes about, because I didn't feel that I had enough people speaking on my behalf for me, even though they may have known what was going on. And so I say, when she cannot encourage herself, we need to encourage her. When
Yes.
she needs a listening ear without judgment, that's what we need to do. When she cannot pray for herself, you need to pray, because you
Amen.
got to catch the fish before you can clean the fish. Everybody is not laying and praying, but we can pray for them. But only when the release comes to them shall it happen. We also need to just give that person one touch of kindness. Loving kindness shall we draw that person from behind the closed doors. That's what drew me from behind the closed doors. When she needs a confidant, not a person who's going to ridicule her and go around and tell all of her business, that's what we should be doing. And when she is ready to leave, and there is no room in the inn, because sometimes there is no place for them to go. We need to be those resources. We need to be able to do that. And when she wants to give up on herself, like I have done, and like so many others have done, many others that want to do that, when she wants to give up on herself, we shall united let her know that she is a jewel, and that she is courageous, and that she is wonderfully made, and she can walk out of the door into safety.
Amen.
My. Well, I'm gonna say this, and to those men, and let me flip that, because men get abused too.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
Let's
they
be very clear. And I know brothers, they'll never say it, but you look at the behavior. If you take the persons out of it and put the behavior in, I mean, they got the tracker on the phone, they got the tracker in the car, they, where you're at, who's this, star 69, breaking into your phones and all that stuff. That's not love.
That's abuse. That's abuse.
It's not love. And so for those men who feel, and I think that we have a responsibility, a duty, if you want to go scriptural, to provide direction, but also to provide protection, who don't take our responsibility seriously. That you're mad, that you're so much man that you have to beat up on a woman. I will tell you, I don't think that you're much of a man. And so, again, and I mean, I also know that children of abuse, those who are abused often either become abused or become abusers. So you're not only doing it for yourselves, you're doing it for those that come after you. I've put the number to Safe Shelter on there, but if you're in immediate danger, you call 911. There are laws out there now that these ladies did not have. The Family Violence Act says if a police officer, you know I know this because I'm a police officer, if there is evidence that violence has taken place, the officer is compelled to make an arrest, one or both. And it used to be that you can go, and I've arrested people, you get to court, and then the lady says, I don't want to press charges anymore. Well, that's changed now, because now what happens is the state takes on the
They
case.
fix it up.
The state picks it up whether you want to do it or not.
Yes.
So there are resources out there. You don't have to live like that. That is not what your life should be about. And so, I mean, we're not talking to everybody. It's still, like I said, about 200 people on here. We're talking to you, that person.
That
And
person.
right now is going through that. As a matter of fact, he just walked by and said, what you listening to?
Yep.
Yes.
If you're having a problem, if you need help, you call Safe Shelter, 629-8888. They have lawyers that help you do protective orders, help you
Yes.
get into a safe place, help you get away, help make resources available for your children. If you don't feel comfortable calling Safe Shelter, you can call my office, 651-6444, and we will help you. I think these ladies helped save someone's life tonight. I don't know, I just was just led to do this, but I just believe that love should never, ever hurt. It shouldn't. And so to these three warrior princesses, these queens, these survivors, Sherry Williams, Sharon Akins, Karen Austin, thank you all so much. And Karen, I do want to give you a moment to shout out your organization. You just had a great walk that I could not make because all sorts of stuff going on, but I know that you're doing work with the domestic violence survivors. So go ahead and give them information and contact information.
Yes. For the Jewel and You, I did put it in the box, and some of the other board members, and I Shall Speak for Her movement members are actually putting things in there. But for the Jewel and You, we absolutely believe that no one should feel unsafe. We're very excited to have our actual first domestic violence inaugural walk on this on the first Saturday in October, and we were so excited. We had over 100 people that participated, and more came out. Even those that were walking around the park, they did come out. And so we're that voice for you. And I say, if you need someone just to talk to, someone there to help you get the strength and the mindset to call or go to the shelter, we are here, 912-224-8509. We partnership with the Safe Shelter and all the other agencies so that we can help build that bridge so that you can get what it is that you need at that particular time. Thank you again, Mayor. And, we're just excited so that we can continue to empower victims of abuse and their family members by educating them on the stigmas associated with domestic and sexual violence.
And I just want to say that I am a family advocate volunteer for victim witness assistance. So if you need to talk, you can call me too, 912-412-5918.
Yes, and I just got my national certification as a domestic violence advocate, and I am so excited about that. Yes.
I'm excited for you. And ladies, thank you so much. But before we leave, I got one thing to do, because we didn't know who Renee Garland was. Y'all just got to listen to this because Renee Garland just jumped up on our Facebook and we didn't know whether Renee Garland was a real person. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us here on Facebook land and Friday Night Live, you know Renee Garland been showing up on our spot every week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is Renee Garland. She She's a real person, y'all. And I had the pleasure of conducting her wedding on Friday, and here in Savannah. And so she's a real person. And I wanted to give, show you all, beautiful young lady, married an awesome man. And I wanted you all to see Renee Garland, Facebook Live, Friday Night Live. We met her on Friday Night Live, and the first time I laid eyes on her was literally as she was walking down the aisle. So she married a awesome man, and we're hoping that they will ultimately be moving to Savannah. She is on, and she's saying thank you. So yes, y'all, she's a real person. Her name is not Renee Garland anymore. Her name is Renee something else now. So I'll leave that to her to change her name when she wants to. But congratulations, Renee, to you and your awesome husband. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. So that does it for us, y'all. Thank you again, Karen Austin. Thank you, Sharon Aiken. Thank you, Sherry Williams. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with us. It has been Friday Night Live, week number 82. We cannot stop. We are breaking chains. We are saving lives. Make it a good week, and let's stop this freaking violence, y'all. Stop
Amen.
it. If you know somebody out
Amen.
there living foul,
Amen.
go
Yes.
ahead. They got a gun and they into that foolishness. Go ahead and let the people know so that we can go ahead and get them off the street before they do something stupid. All right. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a great night.
Good night. Thank you, ladies.
Good night. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.